36. That's all I got, really.
Is that Brian's brother?
He's almost too spare to call a spare.
Who did he play for?
Gosh.
Diaper rash?
I think he played for somebody about a decade ago.
Born on this day, now dead.
Oh, the deads.
The brother of Alfalfa, Harold Switzer.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Somebody sent me a new Our Gang birthday list, and it lists family members and everything as well.
Hey, everybody, it's the bottom of the barrel. We found it.
Yeah.
I'm reinventing this year, Bob.
Oh, now it's Little Rascal siblings?
That's right.
Good.
Yep. Brother.
Tell Corby that born on this day, now dead, 1 year ago today. No, I'm sorry. She died in August. Aaliyah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Corby likes
look at the fun bags on that hose helm.
Well,
also,
sir,
born on this
she
day,
is
now
no
dead,
longer with us.
Ethel Merman. Now, dead on this day, still dead. What a list we have of dead on this day, still dead. Carol Lombard. Fran Ryan.
Yep.
What'd she do?
Ennis Cosby.
Yep.
Bill's son, who was killed on the freeway.
Yep.
Also, David Seville.
Wow.
Also,
Late for a
Dizzy Dean. And we round it all up with dead on this day, still dead, Ted Cassidy.
Lurch. Yeah.
And wasn't he a Cliff announcer or something?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of a different guy here?
Channel 8, I thought.
Or did he do weather for, like, the zone?
Reiner?
For FX.
Yeah, many years ago, he was the first FM radio announcer in town. Yeah.
Certainly the tallest.
All right, Tyler.
We've kind of lost focus here.
He doesn't suck.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Up next, what does Lee Tunnell think of the Raiders-Patriots matchup?
Yep.
On the ticket.
Yep.
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 Team 10 The Ticket wants you to have free prime upper-level seats to the Diamond Cut Jeans Charity Challenge on Ice 5, March 4th.
Check into the board by Grego.
It's this simple. Buy some Diamond Cuts, get free seats for your butts. Head to any area Cavenders or the Bass Pro Shop in Grapevine. Select your favorite style of Diamond.
Shopping list. I promise you'll be glad you did. We're in Plano, and my number is 972-378-5700. That's 972-378-5700. Ask for Bobby when you call.
I have exciting news, but I'll save the best part for last. Guarantee Bank has introduced Guarantee Check, a checking account with no monthly service fee ever. But that's not the best part. The thing is, you don't pay any monthly service fee while you have your paycheck direct deposited. You are charged zip, nada, 0.0. No, oh, we forgot to tell you fee if you don't stay above some not in this lifetime balance. But that's not the best part. Now, you might think this only lasts for a year or two like at some banks. Au contraire. Guarantee won't charge you a service fee ever. Into perpetuity, till time immemorial. But that's not the best part. Oh, did I mention you can write as many checks as you want? But that's not the best part either. The best part is, this account is offered by Guarantee Bank, which means you'll enjoy the kind of service that you'll mention to your family over dinner. Yes, that is the best part.
Guarantee Check at Guarantee Bank, where we promise I'm your guarantee. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Kevin Scott. The Red Army rolls in. That and all the latest sports news next on the Ticket Ticker.
Do you really have to bid to get a great travel deal online? Let's take the Hotwire Travel Challenge and find out. So, Melissa, have you booked travel online before?
I have.
Who have you used?
Priceline.
Okay, we are Hotwire, and Hotwire has hot fares. They're specially negotiated travel deals that aren't available anywhere else.
Okay.
On Hotwire, you can use your flexibility with your flight times to get great deals.
Oh, okay.
You want to take the Hotwire Travel Challenge?
Sure.
All right, where do you want to go?
San Francisco.
Okay, we're going to check fares from here to San Francisco, 3 weeks out, with a Saturday stayover. Let's take a look at Expedia's fare.
$277.
What would you have bid on Priceline?
I would probably start at $250. I think I would have stopped at maybe $350.
Okay. Hotwire's hot fare?
$225. I'm using your service from now on.
So you would have overbid on Priceline. Well, that's the cool thing about Hotline. No bidding, no hassles, just great deals.
Good.
Remember, purchases are final and fares can't change. For better deals on airfare, hotels, and rental cars, log on to Hotwire now and take the Hotwire Travel Challenge.
Your hometown Stars took on Detroit on Saturday and lost, but that was at the Joe. This ticker brought to you by Coulter's Barbecue. Tonight's contest is at the WAC, so the outcome might be different. Then again, given how poorly they play in their own barn, it might just be the same. And as Mike Bonanno noted, they don't fare so well against the better teams in the Western Conference.
The results haven't been really what we wanted against those type of teams. I think they play us very hard. They play us very similar to what we do. And when we play a team that checks us and defends well, I think we have a little bit of a problem.
The sack record is tainted, but it didn't matter to voters of the Defensive Player of the Year. Michael Strahan edged out Brian Urlacher for the honors by 7 votes. And Packers corner Tyrone Williams was involved in a domestic dispute, but it didn't play out the way you might think. He got home before 9 o'clock and found his tires slashed and his windows broken. His clothes were cut up or doused with bleach. Writing on the walls of his house and items were broken. Police said his wife, Chantel Williams, used pepper spray on him. He pulled her to the floor where he suffered a cut on his arm. She was arrested, and he hasn't been put on the injured list. That's the Ticket Ticker brought to you by AutoZone. If there's a dirty air filter under your hood, you're killing your gas mileage. Get a new Fram air filter from AutoZone today and improve your gas mileage by up to 20%. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Our next ticker at 3:30, breaking sports news first, guaranteed. I'm Kevin Scott, reminding you to remember the time you spend listening to the Hardline on Sports Radio 1310, The Ticket.
KTCK, Dallas-Fort Worth. KTBK, Sherman-Denison. KTDK, Sanger.
I've already been tortured by 3 hours of, Kid Craddock fawning, post-cowboy games, sex reporting, every other word pluralizing, Neapolitan misfit talk.
This drama contains adult language and partial nudity. Viewer discretion is advised.
One thing we've learned is when the Hardline take control, but they never allow room for others. There's never this inclusiveness. There's always more of an exclusive, judgmental, harsh, brittle approach.
Gather round, gather round!
Oh, yes.
3, 2, and 1.
We are putting more and more bizarre idiots on the air.
Mike Reiner.
Bizarre, idiotic people.
The Hammer.
They aren't trying to make society better.
Friendly Kubi.
They're trying to create a firestorm so they can keep a job.
The Hardline.
Oh, yeah! The Bill of Rights guarantees everyone the right to be heard. Thankfully, it says nothing about their being taken seriously or making much sense. Such precepts are at the heart of sports talk radio, a format that seems to value insult over insight.
This is a business of actors and actresses. We don't have scripts, but we all come to work acting parts.
Guys like gossip. They'll never admit it, but their ears to the wall.
You had to take your top off, right?
I had to get naked.
Totally?
Totally.
Totally nude out. How well does this format do? It does great. Does it really? Yes, it does. I know I'm sad to report. It really is guy stuff, and it becomes bottom feeding at a certain point, and it makes someone like me crabby. It's not Algonquinian conversation we're dealing with here.
Do you feel like half the man you used to be? Do you feel tired and irritable? Are you gaining weight and losing your sex drive?
Mike Reiner.
Oh, hit the theme, Expo. Hit the theme, Expo. It is 3:14, 14 minutes past 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is the correct Central Standard Time. The tuner is on Sports Radio 1310, The Ticket.
Play with it.
The Hardline here. Heidi. Howdy, folks.
Welcome to Six Flags.
Heidi from Wednesdayville.
As bad as my Six Flags.
Well, got to go somewhere with it. Great stuff on the presentation today.
We really do. We're amazing ourselves. And we're on a roll since we got back from vacation. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Just all kinds of good stuff. All kinds of neat stuff today.
And we got more on the way today. If you like what you've heard these last couple days, then you'll love what you're going to get today. There's no doubt about it.
But if you listen to our promo, disregard it because none of that happened.
Man,
Did it, Corby?
Nobody listens to those anyway.
No, they don't. I only want to talk about it. We just talk about what's on today.
Well, we got to tell everybody we're not having the band.
No, we're not having the band. The dude got sick.
Well, they ain't getting another chance.
Get off the shit.
Yeah, tell him to get off the set. Get the tennis shoe out of his cheek.
Right, needs to get up here. There's a gig you got to play, man. You got to play through it.
But we've thrown together something pretty good today. Pretty special.
Oh, very special. Oh, yes.
I think you're going to like it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's something else.
Well, I have a couple of issues here I would like to discuss with you boys. And with the P1, perhaps, if they're so inclined.
Now it's time for more beaten down stories from the old gray wolf.
And I can tell you about a consumer issue that I'm having. Or I can tell you about the first bona fide old man disease that I think I might be getting.
I think we should vote on it.
Go ahead.
I'll vote for the consumer issue.
Boy, now I'm way more interested in the old man disease.
Yeah, I am too.
Let's hear about your rickets, man.
Not rickets.
Is it pant crapping?
No, not pant crapping. It doesn't have anything scatological or anything like that.
Pant crapping.
Catheter?
No. Doesn't have anything to do with the catheter.
Can't get it going anymore?
No, doesn't have anything to do with that. Doesn't have anything to do with the prosthetic. Nothing that a diaper would come into play for, or...
Hemorrhoids?
Standing up on their business.
No, doesn't have anything to do with the anal tract or anything like that. In fact, it's totally not gastrointestinal related.
Well, what would you rather tell?
Arthritis?
Would you rather tell the old man disease, or would you rather tell the consumer story?
I think I'd rather tell the old man disease.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a dropsy?
It's unanimous except for me.
I love dropsy.
What's dropsy?
It's like consumption. It's not really around anymore.
It's consumption?
I don't get it.
Isn't that an old disease, consumption?
Never heard of it.
You haven't?
I've never heard of consumption. Have you, Ron?
No.
I thought I heard that on the Andy Griffith show recently.
I've never heard of it. That doesn't mean it...
Cobra.
Doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
All
I've
right.
never heard of it.
What is it? What do you got?
What is arthritis like?
Ooh, did I hit it?
Yeah, you kind of did.
I don't know. I've never had it. Isn't it like a disease of the joints where there's a hardening of your joints?
I don't know.
But it'll get where you can't, like, squeeze things and...
You got pain in your hand?
Where do you think you have it at?
In my thumb.
Okay, let's call the Hardline doctor.
In my left thumb.
Well, I'm
I've
glad
had
to see you jump on that, Danny.
Is it a constant severe pain, or is it kind of a slight dead pain?
Well, it kind of comes and goes. Like, it's not hurting right now, but it'll just all of a sudden start.
Have you noticed?
It's probably it.
Have you noticed that it comes and goes with the changing of the weather?
No, I really haven't noticed that particularly.
Like today, isn't it kind of cool today, a little bit?
No, it's warm today.
Is it?
Yeah. But no, I haven't noticed any kind of change in the weather that's driving this thing.
Well, is it a aching pain, or is it a sharp pain, or is it a loss of strength pain?
It's kind of an aching pain, but I don't think I have any loss of strength. I can still grab stuff and everything.
How long does the pain last?
It will persist for a while.
And can you alleviate that pain by aspirin or any other type of medication?
Haven't tried anything with it yet.
Doctor's probably going to give you some anti-inflammatories, I bet.
And is it just right in your thumb? It's not in your wrist or anything?
No, it's like right in here. That bottom thumb joint there. Everybody look on your video monitor and you can see what I'm talking about here.
Of course, that's your...
consumption is TB.
Of course, on your left hand, that would be your space bar hand. From typing.
Yeah.
Finger, not
hand. Yeah, but carpal tunnel would be all over the place.
Well, carpal tunnel would be in your wrist.
Your whole hand, isn't it?
It would be in your wrist.
Oh,
but
it is?
Yeah. But if you've done a lot of typing recently, then, I mean, that might be...
I don't know, no more recently than any other time.
Well, I'm no doctor. Since you guys got the new email address, I mean, you're answering a lot of emails. It's a lot of P1s to talk to.
So you think you have arthritis?
I might.
I don't think you do. I mean, does arthritis... Danny, call our doctor. We have one.
Yeah, call Dr. Winslow.
But is that the way that arthritis starts out?
Well,
like
I don't
in
know.
one joint and then spreads?
I don't know anything about it. Hey there, what's up?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
I work for an orthopedic surgeon, hand surgeon. You need to come in get that checked out.
Oh, you're just trying to make money.
No,
I don't trust the medical. I don't trust the medical community. You guys are a bunch of crooks.
That's not right.
You're an orthopedic hand surgeon?
No. I work for an orthopedic hand surgeon.
Oh, you do? What do you do for him?
The marketing director.
Yeah, Ron, make an appointment. They'll see you about April.
These doctors have marketing directors now.
It's a big group.
I'm telling you, take the care out of health care. They don't care.
Oh, no, that's not right. Don't give us a bad name. That's why I'm calling. I want to get you in. I get you in whenever it's convenient for you.
I'm just kidding. You probably work for a great doctor. I just had a very bitter experience, so I'm down on all health care right now, but not yours. I'm not coming down on you, dude.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll put you on hold here.
All right.
Does that sound like arthritis, though, to you?
Yes.
Really? And it usually starts in like one digit and spreads?
Well, it can do that. There's some different things that you need to, probably anti-inflammatories, I heard somebody say, maybe some therapy, just brief, exercises.
But normally when you have arthritis, doesn't it appear in both extremities? Like, wouldn't you be experiencing some in the feet, too, along with the hands?
Not necessarily.
Well, could be some
I've always heard that.
To the overuse.
Well, it might not be just arthritis, fall directly into that category. Because I told you, Ryan, about my the joint on my big toe.
Yeah.
How it hurt.
Right.
And the doctor said it was related to arthritis. And that's the only joint in my body that aches is my big toe joint.
What is the exact definition of arthritis? It's a hardening of the joints?
Isn't it where the tissue, the cartilage in there breaks down and the joints rub together?
You're an expert on joints?
Wow. Tell you what, dude, we'll put you on hold here, okay?
All right, man.
So cheap.
Glenda has a comment via hardline@theticket.com.
What's she got?
Well, the subject of her email is thumb pain.
Glenda has a computer that is nuclear powered.
And the message is, Reiner, this can only be caused by having it stuck up your ass a lot. Love, Glenda.
Wow.
She has the fastest computer in the world.
Even checking your own prostate or something?
No, I haven't been doing any self-prostate checks or anything like that.
Digging around in there?
No.
Just for fun? Can you see Reiner all buckled over, like head facing toward the arse, underneath his legs?
I know one thing. You called that an old man's disease? It's not. I used to work with a guy when I bartended, and he got arthritis real bad. And he was in his early 20s, and he couldn't bartend anymore because he couldn't hold anything. But he got it real bad. So it has nothing to do with age.
That's the thing that makes me think that it might not be arthritis.
Yeah, it has nothing to do.
I always thought that when you got arthritis, whatever you had it in weakened, and you didn't have any strength in it anymore.
Well, this was a pitiful sight, this guy, because his hands started, because he couldn't move them and use them.
And do they constantly look kind of cripply looking?
Yeah, it was pitiful.
Well, Heath, the engineer, said it's what, Psycho Dave? The breakdown of the cartilage in your hand?
A bad return.
That's what I said.
God. It's the breakdown of the cartilage?
Yeah.
In your hand?
Or wherever.
Yeah, in your joints, in the affected joint.
Heath knows I'm just kidding.
Well, that's just a little old man story I thought I'd share with you.
Is it all cockeyed, your thumb?
No, I mean, it looks normal, doesn't it?
Yeah, does it, hurt, though, when you move it in and stuff? It doesn't hurt?
No, that doesn't hurt at all.
So it comes and goes?
Yeah.
In the mornings and stuff?
I broke my thumb when I was a kid, and they didn't fix it right. And now I don't hardly have any use of it.
Well, it's still functional.
Functional thumb?
Yeah, that's right. I'll give myself one of those prostate checks tonight, see how it works out for that. All right, 324 on Sports Radio 1310, The Ticket. Coming up next, a look at a big Mavericks bounce back last night.
This is TM. MC visits DQ. We've got the inside scoop, so please join us tonight at 11.
The Ticket. The Food Slicer, the Pocket Fisherman, the Chia Pet, the Inside the Shell Electric Egg Scrambler. If you've ever ordered any of these products, have we got something for you?
So you have nicknames for all the Mavericks?
Absolutely.
The whole wide world out there, and that is... That's right, it's Gators. On 183, a little bit to the east of Central. So join us out there this Friday. We'll be out there with our buddies on the FM side who are rocking for classic Texans who like to classic rock out. And that'll be from 3 until 7 this Friday.
We don't believe flak jackets are required this week.
Well, you remember last time at Gators.
Right. No, we don't believe flak jackets are required this time.
Hey, just think, that was pre-bone Gators.
Yes.
So, it might be worse.
We'll see.
Hey,
we will be watching, too.
Hey, I welcome all those boners. Oh, that
The Hummer.
I welcome all them. That was good. I mean, they were having a good time last Saturday.
All right, here's a definition of arthritis. It's rheumatism in which, now that is an old-time country disease there. Rheumatism in which the inflammatory lesions are confined to the joints, any of numerous inflammatory conditions of the joints, most notably osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis.
You know what? I've got a theory about you, Rons, because you're a guy that your whole life you've never been sick, you never get sick, nothing ever happens to you. But as you're getting older, I think you fear the disease.
You think?
Yeah. Because you're always, I mean, you're thoroughly convinced that you're going to have bad circulatory problems.
I'm afraid I'm going to have legs like the coach.
Right. I mean,
my legs are going to get all scaly and purple.
Right.
And swollen.
Which there is not a chance in hell that's going to happen to you.
I don't know.
You're never going to be overweight. You're never going to have that. But you fear, and so now you come in with arthritis. I mean, first you're worried about that. Now you're worried about arthritis. I fear you're going to be one of these guys that as you get older, since you've never been sick in your whole life, that you're going to start fearing every disease out there.
Think he's going to turn into a hypochondriac?
No, he'll never be that. He'll never be a hypochondriac.
I'm just afraid this is all going to catch up to me on the other side.
Because you're never sick.
Yeah.
And you never have been
That's
sick.
right. I really never have.
Get off the sick.
Now, here's one from John. I have arthritis. I'm dramatically young to have such an ailment, but unfortunately I do. Yes, it can be isolated to a single extremity. For instance, I have arthritis only in my hands, and my left hand is significantly worse than my right. And no, this has not been caused by constant masturbation, so no smart-ass comments.
But if you're going to get arthritis, I guess arthritis of the dingus wouldn't be bad.
Here is somebody who...
Maybe it would, I don't know.
Have fun.
Maybe it'd be horrible.
Here's somebody who suggests that maybe I've been playing hide the thumb again with Grego.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. It's funny, Danny.
I didn't write it.
You circled it.
Yeah, I did.
Johnny Unitas had to learn to hold a pen a really weird way in order to sign autographs.
We saw that firsthand.
Yes.
He's got all crooked hand. Like a bird claw.
Well, he had an injury in a game.
It never healed properly.
Yeah, it never healed properly, and he kept playing with it. And now...
Might want to pull that, Psycho.
He eventually went blind.
Yeah.
He kept participating in games with it. And now, that's right, I mean, his hand is just very chaotic, and I mean, he's
got Bob Dole hand.
Did you ever see that picture of him in Sports Illustrated?
Yeah.
Where he's holding the football. It's sad looking.
Why is it those guys with the crazy hand always have to be holding something? Like the dude in MASH. What's that cat's name? Who always had to be holding the clipboard?
Jerry Berghoff.
What was his name in the character in the
Radar.
show? Radar, yeah. Bob Dole. They're all going to be holding something.
Yeah, that's always weird with Bob Dole. He walks around with that pen.
With a pen, yeah. Well, I mean, who cares?
Like he's Doogie or something.
Just make a
He'd be
fist.
holding it in a different place.
Here's another one. There are over 100 forms
Yeah,
of
but it's got-
arthritis, but this is definitely arthritis. It can happen to anyone, old, young, even infants. It might also be from overuse, i.e. pulling the trigger on Expo's radio career.
Wow.
Oh.
Which I did not do.
I think that was called for. I love how the P1s can give you a diagnosis without seeing you and just hearing.
None of them are doctors or anything.
Yeah, but there's no doubt it's arthritis. No doubt. No question.
Well, we'll see where this goes. I mean,
Are you worried about it?
well, I would hate it if it's arthritis, because to me that's an old man disease.
But I'm telling you, it's not.
I'm trying to fend those off as long as I can.
I told you that I had a buddy of mine that had it, and this guy said he's young and has it. It's not.
But I
It can
still
afflict
think
anyone.
I still think of it that way, though. I still think of it.
It kind of is. The majority of people who get arthritis.
Let's face it, you're elderly.
Yeah. But he
When do
still
you become
swears
elderly?
after 100. Reiner still swears, though, that we'll be in catheter and diapers
Right.
before him. You
Mike.
still holding on to that?
Yes. Yes.
But can't you see where Reiner is going to start fearing the bad disease?
Yeah. I do it right now.
Like he swears he's going to get Coach's feet.
Coach's
Coach's leg.
Coach being...
Explain what that is.
You get Coach's feet, you're going to have to start wearing Coach's shorts, too.
Well, see, that's how we know he has this, because he does wear them.
He wears those nut huggers.
Yes.
Those bad bike shorts.
Yes. We
good buddy,
probably should explain that.
Our good buddy Chuck Dickerson, who is a former offensive line coach for the Bills, who's now a talk show host up there. We've had him on the show many. We'll have him on at the Super Bowl, guarantee you.
Yeah, he's always at the Super Bowl, and when we were up there for the Stanley Cup a few years ago, we did the show from the station that he works at, and he was, like, up there while we were there and everything.
But it was last year that you noticed it when we were in Tampa.
Yes.
And because he always wears shorts, and he's probably 6'4", and I'll bet you he's pushing 400 pounds.
And he's like in his 60s probably by now. He used to be an NFL assistant coach. That's why they call him the coach. And, yeah, he's real big, and he's getting up there in age probably. I mean, he's probably pushing 60 at the very least.
And from, like, his ankle down, and the time we saw him, he had on sandals with no socks. And, I mean, his feet, you know, bless his heart, they're almost black.
From his knees down now, his calves look like he stuffed a bunch of licorice sticks down in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're purple, and they're all swollen and everything, and the skin's all scaly and whatnot.
And not only is it swollen, but it's all like bumpy, and I mean, it's got a really weird terrain.
Some of it looks like it needs to be lanced.
His whole he's going to have no legs.
Can he walk?
Yeah.
Well, last year he could.
He's got bad...
Hopefully
he waddles.
He's still all right.
He waddles. He doesn't walk.
He's a great guy.
Sounds like a retired Aquaman.
It looks like that... But Reiner's convinced he's going to get that.
Coach's feet?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to be thinking you're going to get.
Every time we see him, he thinks he's going to get...
You know what? That's a guy that...
What made me think that first? Do you remember?
Well, you saw him, and you were set while we were interviewing him, and you didn't keep your eyes off of him, and you kept staring at his legs.
That's the guy, though, that all he's done for the last 50 years is drink beer...
And eat wings at the Anchor Bar.
Yeah, and eat horrible food.
That's a fluke.
And it never even walked a day in his life or anything.
But Reiner's convinced that he's going to have that.
I'm headed that way.
You know, Reiner, who not overweight, eats right, but he's going to get Coach's feet.
Well, look at your parents, though, Ryan. I mean, what do your mom and dad? Did they have any of these afflictions?
Yeah, do they have Coach's feet?
I mean, a lot of this stuff's hereditary. If they didn't have it, you're not going to have it.
Well, he's not going to have that.
Your dad was Aquaman. You might.
No, my father made a good, sweet, clean
Stop
Lord
forcing
Jesus
in Aquaman
Christ,
jokes.
The maker of us all, give eternal peace to his tormented soul. No, he was not. There was nothing wrong with him.
Well, you're in the clear then.
How old was he when he passed on?
That would have been 73, I think. Let's see, he died
you should have been dead 27 years ago.
Yeah, he died in 95. Let's see. No, he was 78.
Oh, well, hell.
Coach Hitchcock just called in.
What did he say?
He said Coach's feet is when you have one foot stuck in your mouth and the other one up your ass.
I got that, too.
Did he really? But see, you came in with the Coach's feet. Did you think...
Which I understand gay men have a big problem with.
I wanted to be with Manning.
Just read it somewhere.
So you think he wanted a do-over on his life after he got mired down in the world of gay porn and just wanted to start all over again?
I've seen stories like that on Dateline in 2020 where guys are trying to run from their lives, and so they go to another city and then they claim amnesia and they try to get a clean slate.
All right, interesting. Amnesia. What do you forget and what do you remember? You remember how to drive a car?
Well, there are all different cases. Some people forget everything. Those are the people that I think are dead. Some people forget, some stuff, but remember, I guess, motor skill-related things and just forget names.
How common seems very technical, the lines between the amnesia that you've developed here.
Well, if I went, it's too technical for me to get into.
Oh, you're putting in lay terms for me. All right,
you guys wouldn't understand it, so I'm trying to be as simplistic as I can.
It just seems like the fakest plot line, and it's used all the time in real stupid shows like Soaps, but...
The amnesia?
Yeah.
Well, I'm fascinated by it because it seems strange that you would retain certain things. Your personal identity is wiped out, but yet you know how to drive a car, you may know how to cook, you know all the presidents. Can you remember that stuff?
Yeah, I think you can, but you don't know what your, normal life is.
Gilligan used to always get it on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah. That was a big plot line. Get hit in the head with a coconut and have amnesia.
Stupid.
But doesn't it fascinate you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder what I would feel if I would wake up with total amnesia. And here you are, and you're with this wife that you're supposed to love, but you don't know anything about her, and that seems very strange. Oh, well, George, I'm not volunteering her.
That was the premise behind the Bourne Identity. The guy just had to piece together his life, and he found out he was a big-time
gay porn star.
Yeah.
By the way, you don't just wake up with it. I believe it's almost always associated with head trauma. I don't think you can have a nasty dream that causes amnesia.
I've heard that. I think that amnesia happens if you're dreaming that you're falling off a mountain and you fall off the bed at the same time.
Hit your head.
Right.
I don't know, but if ever I get into trouble, I'm going to claim amnesia.
All right, funny robbery story.
When I get amnesia, I'll let you know.
This happened in Kansas City. In a struggle to get away with $50 in stolen cash, a robber left behind his prosthetic leg at an O'Reilly Auto Parts store. 9:30 this past Saturday, two guys enter the store with some questions for the employees. So one man goes off and starts talking to the mechanic. The other notices a manager counting cash in the back of the store. Next thing the manager knows, the guy is grabbing for the cash, and they start fighting over the money. The mechanic sees this, comes into the reception area there, grabs the guy, the robber, grabs him and throws him into a shelf. But he had some money in his hand, so he starts running. So the mechanic dives and grabs a hold of one of his legs, and it pops off in his arms. And with the leg came the guy's pants.
His pants?
Yeah. His pants fell off, too. So the last thing they see is a guy with one leg, wearing only boxer shorts, has $50 in his hand, hopping through the snow, trying to get away.
This is the notorious bandit's fake pant leg.
Yes. Fake pant leg.
I've heard of
Why?
I feel real happy.
All the money the McCartneys have, why did she...
No, it's not Paul McCartney's new wife. She's not the only person missing a leg.
Right. Terrible assumption on my part.
It was a horrible assumption on your part. So the mechanic gets up, they stand up, he has the leg in his hand, and they didn't even have the energy to go run after them because they were laughing so hard.
So the guy got away on one leg?
Yeah, because the other guy had already run out in the van and pulled up the van somewhere out towards the street, and the guy had to hop across the parking lot to get in the van.
So wheels off.
You know, if that happens to me, I'm thinking this was absolutely worth $50 to have this story.
That's all you got me was $50?
You could probably put that leg up for auction on eBay and $50.
Maybe Paul McCartney's wife will buy it. Maybe she'll finally get a hold of another leg.
I can't believe they couldn't catch him or her, I guess him, as it turns out to be. If you have one leg and you're running away, wouldn't you just run in circles?
No, that's only in a cartoon.
Craig, let me ask you something. Do you remember when he used to be all against the rant logic being used for comedic purposes? Now, what you're using,
year 8 logic. Year 8 Georgie is such 10 times removed from year 1 Georgie, it's not even funny.
I wasn't trying to joke, sir. I was just trying to find out the details of the news story. Blah, 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 blah.
I just think that this is terrible. I mean, this guy had everything going for him. He was a major league pitcher, and now Jim Abbott has to resort to robbing banks. And
no, Jim Abbott was missing a hand.
His legs were fine.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Does that make you horny?
That's weird.
That is weird, George.
And why Jeremy played that drop, I have no idea.
Mislabeled, sorry. Sorry.
So, Apollo Creed from Happy Gilmore did this?
No.
Investigators have not caught the man, but they think they know who he is, and they feel they have pretty strong evidence, seeing as how they have a video of the robbery, and they have a leg.
Yeah, they can figure it out.
Let's see here.
Hey, I got a story to break real quickly, unless you have this, the story of the kids getting busted at the assembly. Did you hear this?
No,
So some high school, I think in Ohio, and these about 5 policemen from the DEA or whatever came there, and they were teaching kids don't do drugs, and they brought these dope-sniffing dogs to the assembly, and they say, these are the dogs that
we take into these crack houses or we take into a suspect's house and they sniff out the drugs, and these dogs start going crazy, and they go out into the crowd and they sniff out these kids, and they bust about 6 kids who had pot on them out in this no-drug assembly at a high school.
Oh, my gosh.
How funny is that? Well,
you know those dudes start freaking out when the dogs start...
Oh, no kidding.
Hey, Freddie, hey, what are you doing? Oh, no. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick.
The cops are like, well, what do we have here?
It's amazing the dogs
Was that
have
their
that
plan
sense of
all
smell.
along? I don't think so.
A fake assembly, or was it a real assembly?
Not a bad idea, though.
They do stuff like that all the time at high schools to find out what's going on.
Really?
Surprise visits by the dogs and weird assemblies and stuff like that. Oh, gosh. I just wanted to get credit for breaking that story.
Thanks for breaking
No, you get Chris Nettit. And finally, a story, very interesting story. Where is Norwich?
Connecticut.
It's good to be with you and Craig. Yeah,
There he is.
Connecticut. Anyway, a woman has accused the Norwich police lieutenant of taking topless photos of her as part of an underage drinking sting. She has filed the second notice of intent to sue the city. According to her, she also had to recruit one of her friends to do this because this police lieutenant said, hey, look, I need to take nude photos of you guys for an ongoing murder investigation we have right now. This murder suspect is also a child pornographer, and the photos we can use to lure him in. So let me take these underage nude photos of you guys for this other case, and I think this will really help us out.
And this girl took her shirt.
Right.
She actually went along with it. I don't
Yes,
know.
and so did her friend.
I don't know who's the dumber one. The girl that went along with it, or the guy
I'll take my top off for that, sure.
Well, when a police officer says that to you, I've done that before.
Taking your top off for
Yeah.
an investigation.
And he told me, take off your clothes and smile. And he told me, look for next month's issue of Euro Boy. You'll be in there.
Now, seriously, if you're a judge and you're getting that lawsuit, don't you sit there and say, you're an idiot, I'm throwing this out?
No, you're going to... But if she's underage, she's a kid.
How old is she?
Well, it says underage.
Well, hell yeah. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to find the police officer guilty, but then you're going to call the young lady up to the judge's stand and say, listen, you're really stupid, okay? Don't fall for this anymore.
She's a kid.
A kid, and you trust the police officer? But yeah, that was...
Oh, come on.
I assaulted a teenager, that's right.
Anyway, I'm just saying, I think that people will fall for it, and that's why I'm going to start implementing it in my life.
Well, you got it up.
What, George?
What?
George, you see how that policeman's outfit that Kelly makes you wear sometimes?
A game like that, you really don't have to play defense if you can outscore your opponent.
And I thought I would try out my interviewing style on him. You guys not heard me before?
Well, no, I can't say that we have.
Okay.
I thought Cobra would be in here to sort of introduce you to us and guide us through this a little bit, but I guess not.
No.
He's sleeping.
Okay, well, he's got a headache, Greg. Leave him alone. He's a good guy. So, yeah, I went to interview
Listen, let me tell you something. He is not your friend.
Yeah.
Who?
Corby.
Really?
Yeah. He's one of the sorriest SOBs around.
Really?
Don't get too close to him.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, you better watch out for him.
Okay, whatever, dude. Lay off.
Once again,
And don't dude me.
now don't do this.
So I applied my craft on Kenyon Martin. So you will notice in each question there's a very famous classic rock lyric tapered around each question.
All right, let's listen to classic rock guy and Kenyon Martin.
You got time for a real quick one here? Okay. From NBA.com. These are just general Joe average questions, okay? Make it real quick here. I'll put you on the website. With all the traveling you guys do you guys feel that you're literally just dust in the wind, back and forth everywhere?
Yeah, you know, you can't help but to feel that way. You know, you in a different city every night. You know, you sleeping in various hotels, you know.
I know you guys, I mean, it's obvious you guys make tons of cash, which is obviously cool. Let's just say, though, that I'm the tax man, okay? Yeah, I'm the tax man. Is it like when tax time comes around, it's like, here's 1 for you and here's 19 for me, basically, right?
It's just that you gotta pay it, so you don't have no choice. So you can't, you know, people that have tried to get around paying it, you know, have paid for it, literally.
Really? So in the days of my youth, you know, I was told what it meant to be a man. And, you know, now that at that age, I try to do those things the best that I can. Do you feel like that you're at that stage now where you're officially a man?
Yeah, I think so. Taking care of myself, taking care of my family, my responsibilities. I'm living on my own, my own house.
Good times and bad times.
Yeah, that's part of being an adult. You look at things, so you gotta learn how to deal with it. Like I said, that's part of being an adult. You gotta learn how to work through problems, stuff like that.
So, let's say that I got 2 tickets to paradise. You could pack your bags and leave tonight. Is that basically describing a trip to the NBA Finals with like you and your girlfriend or wife or whoever?
I don't know. I haven't been. So, maybe not. I'm pretty sure it's I'm feeling.
Yeah. Anybody ever say to you when you were a kid, don't you know that that you're a shooting star and all the world will love you just as long as you are?
Just be me, work hard.
Fair enough. Is freedom just another word for nothing left to lose? And if so, do you feel free in your current contract situation?
That's a great question. For the most part, I think. Freedom, people take it for granted.
All right, do you think that it would be untrue, or do you think that maybe I would be a liar if maybe I was to say to you that this team right now couldn't get much higher than we are right now?
I think you'd be lying. We can always be better, so that's what we're striving for.
What about to your dad or your grandpa? Do you ever say to him, like, hey, old man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you?
Never.
And so I read the newspaper today, oh boy, about this lucky man who made the grade. And though the news that I read was pretty sad, I had to laugh because I saw this photograph of this monkey who could skate. You ever seen that skating chimp?
Nah. It's a new one on me.
Never have?
No, I don't think you've seen it neither.
Okay. All right, we're asking a bunch of the guys across the league if they've seen the skating chimp. Okay.
Oh, wow.
What happened? Why did that end so abruptly?
I don't know. I either stopped it right then and got up and left, or I don't know.
How? You almost broke a few times.
I know.
Classic rock guy.
Oh,
especially on the old man.
He had no idea. None.
No, he had no idea.
But you asked one good question. He said he did.
And his answer was terrible.
Yeah, is freedom just another word for nothing left to lose? And if so, do you feel free in your current contract situation?
And he said, I think his answer was freedom is a good thing.
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Well, that's pretty good stuff, classic rock guy.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
I mean, if that's the type of thing we can expect from you in the future, then you're very welcome to come back anytime.
Matter of fact, let me ask you something. What are you doing next week? Anything?
No, I'm just going to hang out. I'm not doing much.
Go to Super Bowl with us.
Can I?
Yeah.
I can?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Would you like that?
You guys rock.
No,
really?
You
no,
rock.
You rock.
No, it's all about you.
And
you rock, dude.
And we rock Texas, too.
Oh, do we ever. F&A.
That was an instant classic, CRG.
Thanks, man. Nice intro.
So you going to come with us?
I will. I'll be there.
All right, Super Bowl.
I'll be there.
All right, that is classic rock guy. Nice to meet you. Good to be with you. Making his debut here on the Hardline today. Hopefully this will not be the last we hear of him. It is 5:20
and 30 p.m.
See, it was weird because I taped the game because I knew I was going to be out last night. And so I taped the game and I was going to watch it this morning. And then Danny calls me last night and wanted to know if I heard that.
I told Grego, I can't watch it anymore either.
Isn't it ruining it for you?
I just couldn't believe it. It's so much.
It just doesn't bother me that much.
The Flying Deutschman and the Bavarian Blitzkrieg sizzles the strings with Moneyball monster hammer dunk.
Did you see it when the dunking Deutschman rises to rip the rack?
Is that necessary?
No. All it is Matt Pinto trying to out-clever all of his other little play-by-play buddies. That's all he's trying to do.
I guarantee you that's what they want him to do, though. That's what they want him to do. They think that is creating excitement. They think that is drawing in the